Hi there, we are here at the Cloud and CyberSecurity Expo 2019 at the Marina Bay Sands Convention Center in Singapore. And with me is Mr. Sean Hong, Regional Director, Strategic Alliance for Fortinet. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, pleasure.
All right, well, I'll just go straight into the questions.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Fortinet has been around for some time, so can you tell me what new innovations is Fortinet looking at to remain competitive in the cloud security market?
Okay, great, thank you. Thanks for the question. It's great questions because when we see the cloud security, that does introduce a lot of new challenges for our customers. I just finished a speech about cloud securities. We keep highlighting, even though we may not be viewed as a cloud company as of today, but we'll definitely be a security company. So we'll provide security solutions for our customer, regardless whether workload is running on premises or in the cloud. When it comes to cloud security, the unique challenge for our customers is how they have a consistent visibility and security control across this heterogeneous environment, on-prem, in the cloud, and multiple clouds, right? So our solution is focusing on enable the consistent visibility and automations for their journey from the on-prem to the cloud. And all these security solutions are integrated under our security fabric concept. We have our flagship next generation firewall, web application firewall, email securities, our ATP sandbox solutions. All these different solutions are integrated, regardless whether they deploy on premises or in different clouds. All these solutions can talk to each other and share the threat intelligence with each other. And more importantly, this kind of deployment and integration we have done with the cloud providers, such as, so just name a few of them, like AWS, Azure, GCP, Alibaba Cloud, IBM, and Oracle's. All the integration we've done with them is natively built in our OS. So customers don't need to rely on third party to do these integrations, right? Last but not least is about the what we call single pane of glasses, right? So all these different security solutions need to be managed centrally by our security management systems, such as FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, or FortiSIEM. So they can, regardless of where the workload is, regardless of where the security solution are deployed, they can manage centrally by our solutions. So these are the very important factor we believe to keep Fortinet stay competitive in this domain.
Now, speaking of that, the threat landscape itself is becoming more complex at the same time. So what is Fortinet and even what are organizations doing to optimize their cybersecurity?
Okay, from that perspective, the overall cyber threat landscape is evolving. We have a dedicated, what we call FortiGuard, which is our cyber threat research organization, following day in and day out about what hackers are moving towards, right? And of course, we've seen a lot of buzzwords among the industry. For instance, hackers leveraging machine learning, leveraging the bot technologies to attack in the different enterprises. But I would like to put a bit more focus on security in the cloud. And probably across the industry, we know recently there's a lot of data breach happening in the cloud, actually related to the cloud infrastructure. According to the Ghana, 95% of data breach happening in the cloud is due to the misconfiguration. For instance, a few weeks back, there's a big news of a very famous airline, the regional airlines. The data breach is due to the storage put it on in the cloud. So all these are what the hackers are aiming for. But from our perspective, we see regardless where the data sits, the hackers will take on the precious data. And we also see, based on our research, we find out that a lot of attacks being ramping up, especially for ASEAN region, attacking to some of the famous content management system across the regions. That's a very kind of unique aspect for these particular regions. That's what we've seen based on our research.
So would you say the threat landscape in ASEAN, especially like in countries like Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, is it different to the rest of the world?
Generally speaking, I think it's quite aligned with the overall movement of this kind of different technology trends. For instance, the best example is the WannaCry, right? The outbreak, the WannaCry start probably from Europe, but quickly cascade down to the Asia. So from a hacker perspective, they don't differentiate whether it's geographical differences or what kind of infrastructure, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud. So also due to the shared responsibility model of the cloud provider, we strongly recommend our customer to take a holistic view, regardless whether the workload is taken on-prem or on the cloud. Then you have the same or consistent security postures across this heterogeneous environment.
All right. My last question to you is now, speaking to your customers and looking at innovation and cybersecurity, the threat landscape, what does Fortinet hope to bring to the cybersecurity industry in the future?
That's a very big vision on that. It's highlighted by our founders. From Fortinet vision, a security vision perspective, we call it security-driven networking. So we have a strong, a very committed investment into the security world and also leveraging our technology leadership when it comes to combining the security and the networking. So this is a very big focus for the companies, focusing on the secure SD-WAN and to help our customer to cope with the threat that introduced by this distributed environment, maybe in multiple countries or multiple continents. So this is the areas that we've been focusing on. But when it comes to cloud securities, we also have invested a lot. Not only putting all these beautiful features like integrations or security fabric, this kind of approach to realize into solution. We also have a very broad alliance partnership across different cloud providers to work with AWS, Azure, GCP, and Alibaba, so just name a few, to work with them to provide unified protections across different cloud environment. Last but not least is understanding our customers' needs. So therefore, our solutions not only can cover the use cases such as migration use cases, help our customer to migrate the workload from the on-prem to the multiple cloud environment. We also have solutions or security solutions to help our customers secure their cloud-native applications under the serverless architecture or in a container environment. We also have provided different security assessment tools or risk management tools targeting for the cloud environment. So last week we announced our new products called FortiCWP, Fortinet Cloud Workload Protections. That particular solution is seamless integrated with our security fabric and at the same time provide a focused assessment and risk management for customers' cloud environment.
All right, fantastic stuff.
Thank you.
All right, and that's all the time we have for today. So it's really appreciate having you here. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Okay.
All right, thanks for watching.